Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I'm Linda with Pinky Moss Cakes, Cookies, and Candy. And thank you for joining me. Mary's on the other end watching. Hey, Mary. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm going to be making something that I've made for years that I absolutely love. It's something that that's easy to put in a lunchbox if you fix lunches for your spouse, or of course school's fixing to be out or it's already out in a lot of places, or for your kids or grandkids, or if you just want to have something sitting around the house to nibble on for an afternoon or evening snack. Pineapple muffins. They're made with a cake mix, and so I've got my oven set on 350, and I am using a French vanilla cake mix. You can use I wouldn't use white, but you can use yellow or vanilla or French vanilla. So this is just one that I had. I try to keep several box mixes on hand. So I'm going to use a French vanilla cake mix, and always sift it, of course. Just takes a second, but I've got my jumbo muffin pans out, and I've got 2 of them because I may make more than 6. See all the little crud in there that I take out. I don't like that, so I take that out. Whoops, whoopsie daisy. I'm gonna probably get this all over the counter since I didn't do that exactly right. Now this doesn't need your instant pudding mix. It doesn't need sifted. It's super fine. And this is a vanilla instant pudding mix. Always make sure it's instant. And I buy the 4-packs. They're a little bit cheaper than if you buy them individually. And I always just keep these on hand. I think you can get the vanilla and the chocolate in the 4-packs at Walmart. It's a little bit less expensive, and you can see how powdery this is. I just pour that in there, and just kind of use one of my beaters here to just kind of mix that up a little bit. This out of the way. I'll get my beaters in my mixer. And I'm going to use a little bit more milk since I'm using this, the instant pudding mix makes the batter thicker. So instead of the 1/4 cup of milk, I'm going to use 1 cup and 1/4 of milk. And this is whole milk. If you use 2%, that's fine too. And I'm just going to pour that in there. 3 large eggs. These don't look very large, or large eggs are pretty small. When I get a chance, I buy extra large, but these last ones that I've been buying are large because I've got them at Sam's, and the 2 dozen package come in large. I think, in my opinion, that's about a size medium egg. If you want to put an extra egg in there, you can. I'm going to use some vanilla. I always shake my vanilla. I'm not measuring this, but probably about a teaspoon, maybe a little over a teaspoon. Whoops. This has been one of those mornings that I have dropped everything almost that I've picked up. So I'll have to wash this. I don't want to tip my vanilla over, so I'm going to put this right back on there. Do y'all ever have those days that you pick up something and you can't hold it in your hand and you drop it? This is our Pampered Chef's cake batter. It's a flavoring, and it smells exactly like cake batter, and it's real thick. It's almost like an emulsion. And I'm just going to put probably about 1/4 teaspoon of that in there. If you don't have that, you can add butter, or if you have pineapple flavor and you can add extract, you can add that to it. And then I'm going to do the recipe calls for 1/4 a cup of oil. I'm going to put just a little more than 1/4 a cup of oil. And this is just vegetable oil that I'm using. I'm using 1/4 and probably about a teaspoon. Where is my, oh, there it is. Now you can mix these up and have these in the oven really, really quickly. Start your mixer out slow so it doesn't splatter all over you. I wiped my mixer off this morning. It tends to get dirty real easy, and I'm so particular about my oven. And I said people are going to notice my mixer's dirty, so I better wipe it off. Oops. My runny nose. It's not a cold. It's just does this all the time. Ever since I had that cancer treatment on my face, my nose runs, and it really bugs you sometimes. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick. Throw this away. It is going to be a hot, hot week. I think we're going to have close to temperatures close to 100, which is hot. Starting out to be a hot June. Okay, so I didn't have a small can of crushed pineapple, so I opened this big one, and you want to use about a cup of this, and use juice and all, and just pour that in there. And then you want to just take your spatula. You don't have to use the beater with this. Just kind of mix it up good. And this is what's going to make these cupcakes so delicious and moist. And I've melted about, probably about 2 sticks of butter here, and I'm going to be using this giant scoop to scoop it out in the pans, and I'm going to use this to brush my pans with. Now you can use spray if you want to. I just don't like the taste of spray, and I prefer to use melted butter, or you can use a little bit of oil. Just go around the bottom and the sides real good. And probably, I'll go ahead and do this one. I don't know how many this is going to make. I should know because I've made these a lot, but anyway, I won't butter another pan until I see how many I'm going to need. But it's going to make more than 6, I know that. Now, if you want to make the little ones, the regular size muffins, you can. You can even make the little mini ones. If you have the little mini pans, either ours, the Pampered Chef, or either the whatever brand you got, the little mini ones that you just pop in your mouth, and they're good for kiddos, and they're good for like a little small snack. I'm just going to do 2 of these to start with, to see, because I'm going to put just a little bit more in there. I may not. I may just make them all just the same size. Whoops, got butter on it. A little something there. It looks like this is going to make about 11. Now, if you wanted these fuller, you could, it won't make as many, but I'm just putting 1 scoop in here. May have just one of them that will be, 1 or 2 that will be a little bit bigger than the others, because I don't want to waste any of my batter. Now, because I'm not filling these muffin wells to the top, it won't take quite as long to cook. Put just a little bit more in each one of these so I don't waste the good stuff. Now, these are just going to have a glaze on them. They don't need a frosting, and we'll make that glaze as soon as I get these in the oven. I think that's pretty good. Let me get all of this out of the way here. Now, this is what I absolutely love to make these, because they're so easy to make and it's not a lot of fuss to it, and they actually taste like you have taken a long time to make them. So with using that big scoop, this made 11. I'm going to pop these in the oven, and then we're going to make the glaze. And I'm going to set the timer on 12 minutes, and then I'll check them. And I'm going to make some glaze here. Now, I drain this pineapple juice here, the rest that was in the can. I usually keep pineapple juice in the refrigerator, but I had a couple of cans that had gone out of date, so I threw those out the other day when I cleaned out my refrigerator. Do y'all clean out your refrigerators a certain time, or just whenever the notion strikes you, or whenever you need space? I try to clean mine out on garbage day, but that doesn't always work, because I thought I got a little whisk out. Maybe I didn't. Sometimes I forget the day before garbage comes here on Friday, and there are times that I do forget to clean it out, but most of the time I try to clean it out. I have 2, one in here and one in the utility room, that I keep my baking stuff in, and I try to clean them out on Thursday night. So, you know, checking the dates on stuff and everything. I don't even know if this bowl is big enough or not. I think I'm going to get a little bit bigger bowl, because I want to, the trick to these, making these really good, is getting that glaze on them as soon as they come out of the oven. You want to poke some holes in your muffins, and I just lather each one in this good glaze. Kind of mess there. Now I'm going to measure out a cup. You want to be real careful with your liquid. I mean, this is actually a little over a cup. I don't know, maybe about, I think I'm going to do like about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. This is just regular confectioner powdered sugar, icing sugar, whatever you call it and where you're from. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, because this is rather sweet. I'm going to sit down here. So I like flake sea salt, a couple pinches. You can use regular table salt, whatever kind you use. But this is my go-to here, Pacific Blue. I have used this for years. This container is no telling how old it is because they don't even sell them in this container anymore. They come in a bag. But anyway, that's what I use. Now, I'm going to pour some pineapple juice in here. If this is not enough, I'm going to pour it a little bit at a time. I will add some milk in it because you don't want it to be thick. You want it to be fairly thin. So I'm just going to pour a little in here and mix it up. Now, if your powdered sugar is lumpy, you'll want to sift it. This was not lumpy, so I didn't sift it. You can see this is definitely going to need the rest of that juice in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour it all in there. I can always add more powdered sugar if I want to. But keep in mind that the liquid goes a long way when you're making a glaze. But I want a lot, so I don't care if I have to add more powdered sugar to this. And I'm also going to add a little bit of vanilla. And if you have pineapple extract, you can absolutely add that. If you buy the little, you can tell this is way too liquidy. I'm going to add some more powdered sugar. But if you keep juice in your refrigerator and your pantry for things like this, there's the little tiny cans of pineapple juice. Come 6 to a pack, and I didn't know this until one day I bought orange pineapple. So if you want just pineapple, make sure that you look at the label and you're just getting the pineapple, because it does change the taste to it when it has orange in it. I used it, but it wasn't what I wanted. But I just thought I would say that just in case. Now see, this is too thin, so I'm going to add about probably another half a cup to this. I'll go ahead and put some vanilla in here too. Vanilla always makes everything better. About a half a teaspoon. Now, if you forget to sift your powdered sugar, or you don't think it needs it, and all of a sudden you see that it does, and you've already put the liquid in it, you can always use a mixer to just mix it a little bit to get the lumps out, if it's not as smooth as what you want. I'm going to taste of this and see if it needs a tiny bit more salt in it. You don't realize how much you use your shoulder until you have a shoulder replacement. And then you realize, man, I must have used my shoulder an awful lot over my lifetime. So that's about the way you want it. You just want a thin little glaze. It coats the back of a spoon. That's also a good way to know. It's sweet. You can taste the pineapple. I'm going to put just a tiny, tiny bit more salt in it, just so it's not real sweet. I'd say about 1/8 a teaspoon if you're measuring on the salt. Now, if you watch your salt and you don't want to put any in it, don't put any in it. You know, you can always adjust stuff to suit your dietary needs or restrictions or whatever. And then I'm going to add the rest of my pineapple in here. What did I do with the rest of the pineapple? And save this to use later. Okay, just kind of wipe this up here a little bit. Get this out of the way. You can save this to put in, like if you make a fruit salad and you just want to have a little bit of different taste to it, or, you know, putting pineapple on pizza is controversial. I love pineapple on pizza, but a lot of people don't. But there's a lot of things you could use this for if you have some left. Put this back in here. And I think I'm going to have to do a separate video when I get the, when they get done, to bring them out and put the glaze on them. So this is ready. And what I'm going to need is, I need a cake tester because I'm going to poke holes in the top of the muffins with this. And then I'm going to just spoon this over the top of the muffins. So, thank y'all so much for joining me. It's going to be not long that I come back. I hate to go off and go on, but I need to check those, and I'll tidy up just a little bit while I'm off air, and then I'll be back on probably in less than 15 minutes, depending on when the muffins get done. Join me. We'll put the glaze on them and taste one. So thank y'all, and I'll see y'all back real soon.